Welcome back. So we missed some of the recordings. It's not that much long. So today's lesson is going to be, as you can see here, dictionary, list comprehension, modules, and higher order functions. And we created this folder, and then we created a dictionary uh, variable, as you can see, with some Finnish word and the book, another Finnish word, and the school, and tietokone, a Finnish word to say computer. So we call this a dictionary. The reason why it's dictionary is actually it's a key and a value pair. Key, value. And we can get the value by using, hey, dictionary, give me the value of Kyria. For this key, we get book. Yeah. And it's printed out at the bottom, it's book there. So we've been creating another dictionary. The name of the dictionary is a person. A person should have a first name, a last name, and age, and the skills. Skills could be one or more, so we chose to use a list because a list allows us to add more of the skills in one place. React, for instance, this is quite enough. So if you want to print this, you just say person and print. By now I should have the person object at the bottom here. Yeah, great. I will show you, but we will learn later from pprint, import pprint. And what is this? I will show you later. We are importing already available package pprint, actually pretty print. So as you can see, when you see it here, it's hard to read it. It's not formatted. So, but if I use the pprint, it will make it beautiful. I thought, yes. Have you seen now? It's somehow beautiful. So it's structured, and even it's arranged it according to alphabet somehow, alphabetical order. Yeah. So, but now, for instance, if I ask you, what is the last skill of this person? How do you get it? Of course, first you may just the skills. Skills of the person. How do you get person? And then, hey, skills. So actually this means then if you want to print skills, you can use just from this side, negative indexing, and by now I should get React. Have you seen? It's React. Yeah. So this is a variable, a completely a new variable. Just I got the skills from here, from the person dictionary, and stored it. If I want to loop through for skill in skills, print skill. So first I got the skills. Then let's see, as you can see now, I managed to print them out. Yes, I can just make this a bit bigger. Yes. How about if we want to loop through person? Okay, can we? Shall we just say for like I in person and print? Actually, this gives us the key. Let's see. Okay. Well, I didn't see that. Yeah, as you can see, first name, last name, age, skills. But what can I do with the key? So instead, so you can call this instead of I, the key. So then from the person, and then you just pass the key. Now dynamically, like you manage to get all the values. Hey, asabine, type, and the age and the skill. So we managed to iterate through the dictionary. So you can do, you can use loop also to iterate. But I want to also show you something. Does this person, okay, now let's add more country. Where is he from? Maybe from Finland. And okay, then city. Maybe I think it's not. It's just city. Helsinki. So now, but it doesn't have any nationality, as you can see. How about if I try to get the nationality of this person? Print, hey person, and then if I say nationality, do we have a nationality key here? Who's the nationality here? No one. So if I try to access something I don't have, this raise an error. So it's the crash. Your code actually crashed. Have you seen? Key error. The type of the error is actually key error. So you have to handle this. So another best way to handle this when you don't have, there is this. Or before you do this, you have to do something like this. If nationality in dictionary or in person, then I can do this. So before I do that, I have to check. Or another way, I should say this print person.get and then nationality using the get method. The get method, it doesn't crash, but if you don't have, I think it's a small case. So if you don't have, it gives you none. Have you seen? It's none. But now let's assign. Can we modify this person dot, or maybe like nationality? I can give it Ethiopian. As you can see, I have created the person, and then even after I created at some point in time, if I want to modify this dictionary, that means I can modify it. As you can see now, this person has nationality because I modified the same way we did for list. I think I just now, as you can see, this Ethiopian has been printed many times because from this line, it has been printed, and from this line, and from this line. So yes, that means we've covered dictionary. Before we move on to other topic, let me know if you have any question. Add items to dictionary, actually, I should have said this setting. It's not adding, actually, it's just reset a new, like key 5 and value 5 is now added here. So maybe as you can see here, it didn't have instructor before, now instructor, yeah. Or maybe a bit just somehow, how many skills does this person have now? Tell me, I want to listen to you, from you guys. How many skills does this person have now?
4.
Yes, 4. Let's give him, or let's add one additional skill. So dictionary, and then skills. Oh, actually, it's a person, the name of its person, and then skills. So whenever we do this, we're actually accessing the array. I mean the skill. So again, we can call it like this. Append, for instance, if I want to have Python additional here, I can put Python. Now, if I print out the person, it's not only anymore HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, but it will have also Python. Let's print it out and see. Yeah, I like pprint because the pprint allows me to see skills none. Okay, I made a mistake, so let me try it again. Yes, it shouldn't be like this. Actually, this already enough. So I am targeting person skills after what was the name? It's person. Yeah, it's all about indentation. So this should help me. So I don't need to redeclare that. Now, as you can see, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and Python. How about if I want to add many skills? Maybe if I have extra more skills, for instance, for skill, again, in maybe Node, and I may add Java, maybe a D3.js, whatever. Now I want to add it there. So you can use the same method. I can just take this. Then skills append skill, the skill which is coming from this iteration. No, that's not what we want actually. So I have to go out from this. Person append skills. I was expecting this, but what I see is different. Okay, because we didn't print out. After we do the operation, we didn't print out. Yep, as you can see now, we have longer skills because I use this loop to add more skills. For more, yes.
I'm sorry. In the word print, the P is double.
Yes, yeah, I did it deliberately. Yes.
Oh, I don't understand that.
Okay. Because print is just, it doesn't give you the formatted way. When you use print, I will show you, it just gives something. Oh yeah.
Sorry for that. I missed.
Yes.
I missed your point. Sorry for that. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you join a bit late. So as you can see now, we have seen something like this. So that's it's formatted, as you can see. So it's formatted, but if it was not with pprint, it will be just in one line, you know. So to get this pretty print, we use pprint, and the way we import from pprint, import pprint. So we imported it, so it's already a module, and after this we will learn also module today. Okay, we will learn how to import different modules. So pprint sometimes gives you some better format than, of course you can just use print, but it will be boring. Let's see. If you see with a print, it's hard to read what you have here.
Yes. Yes.
But if you with a pprint, it is so easy to read. Okay, great.
Thank you. Thank
you. Great. So let's see. Actually, we can also remove values from dictionary using pop, pop item, and delete. Yeah, so let's start using some of this. For instance, I can remove some of the items. Let's remove city, okay? If you just use person and pop, it removed just one item. Let's see after that person what it gives us. Just it removes one item, and I'm not in favor of that method because just remove what? Yeah, but the thing is here, it requires the good thing now, it requires what to remove. It's not like the list. If it was a list, you don't have to, but now it requires, okay, what? City. City. And if you see now, pprint, please, pprint, because it's hard. Now we don't have city anymore in this dictionary. Yeah, good. So how about if we use the delete, also use the same. This is also the same. So what you should, you refer to the key and then use the delete. How about if we use instead of delete, it will be somehow delete and person and then the city. And then if you do the same thing, we have removed. Pop items remove one item. Yeah, the thing which I made a mistake in the previous example, it's pop item. This pop usually take a key, but pop just removes one item. Okay, let's see an example. But first, let's person dot pop item, and you don't have to pass any argument. And print person. Print please, because it's now, as you can see, we don't have one item, but which item did we miss? One item is removed. Nationality. Nationality is removed because nationality has been added at the last. So this removes one item from the last. Now, if we do again pop, so skills will be removed. Okay, if you want to see, maybe we can do it one more times, then there will not be skill there. As you can see, we don't have skill at the bottom. Did I print out? Yes, I think I printed out, yes. Great, so another method maybe which you may need and very important will be changing dictionary to list of items. This is very important method. For instance, if I go to Wikipedia, what are the most used words in English? Maybe today we cancel most common. According to Wikipedia, this is the, be, to, of, and a, in, that, have, I. These are the most frequent words in the English language. Whenever we speak or write, we use these words quite often. Yep. So these items actually can help you to solve lots of problems. So let's stop this deleting and let's see what we get by doing print and then person to items. Was it items? Yeah, I think items. Yeah, items. So now what happened here? Okay, it doesn't have item members. Okay. Change. Oh yeah, I forgot the S here. Great. Now let's see what we get. We get tuples. Guys, do you remember tuples? Yes, we got tuples again. Have you seen this? And if you want to see better way, use pprint. Yeah, it's not much different, but at least it's better. You get a list. Inside the list, the key and the value. The key and the value as a list of tuples. So you can iterate through. Okay, then for I in this, let's iterate and see what it has. And you can just do, yeah, you should make this print and looping your best friend. Now, as you can see, when I just iterate through, I got a tuple of keys and values, and I can destructure this. Do you know what destructuring means? Let me show you. For instance, if I say, okay, some data, some tuple which has COVID, and there is a 2019. By the way, I can destructure this name and the year and the tuple value. So if I print name and the year, what do you expect in the name? The name will be COVID and the year is going to be 2019. Let me show you. Yep. So we can destructure. So what's the point here? You see two values, first name, and so that means I can destructure it like this, a key and value, and then key value. Yes, as you can see now, I managed to first name this. If you are interested in the value, just keep the value. But sometimes we may need this to solve something, some problem. Yeah, good. Clearing a dictionary, you can use a clear, that's very good. Deleting the whole dictionary, delete, and you can remove everything. And another very important, values and keys. If I want to get the keys of all the person's dictionary, just you can say keys. Now you get print the keys of this dictionary and you know them. Yeah, first name, last name, country, city. And if you want to get the values of the person's dictionary, the person dot values, and as you can see, it's keys because you are expecting many keys. Values, the methods are indicating, like very indicative, I could say. So print values. Yeah, as you can see, the values we got now here, it's a kind of, it's not a plain list, but it's a kind of dict list. Great, I think we managed to finish a dictionary here, and it's a very good time to have a break of 10 minutes. And if you have any question, maybe you can ask me after the break. How about that when we return? Yeah, let's have 10 minutes break.
Toast.
Yes, so we'll come to that in another section, but
Okay.
just to give you some, one of the difference, as you can see, we can write a dictionary with a single string, a single quote or double quote. Have you seen this one is just a single quote, as you can see.
Yes.
But if it is just, and it should be two string. Should. You don't have any option to write it in, it should be like this. And it should be also stored in as in a JSON file, test.json. And I can bring it now. As you can see, this one is not in, have you seen? This passed, but this didn't, because my VS Code knows that this is a JSON file and it's expecting a double quote everywhere. So let me change that to, and then at least here now. And then again, I think that should be enough. Yeah, because these are, even is it asking me for that too? Yeah, this requirement of, and you don't need declaring here. Now this is a proper JSON file. So you don't declare it with a value. Have you seen? It's just a file. JSON is just a file. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Every method applies, right? Every method applies to dictionary is also applied to JSON, right?
No, you just access JSON as in a file. After you access it, you change it to a dictionary, and then you apply dictionary methods.
Oh, okay.
And we will come to that part later. It has its own part. Good.
Okay,
great. Do you have guys any question before we move on to another section? No? Then let's move on to list comprehension. List comprehension.py. Everybody knows list by now, right? Nums 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody knows what this means, right? I believe so. But how about if I want you to change this to maybe, if I want you to create another nums, new nums from that num, and it's going to be 1 and 4 and 9 and 16. From this, I want you to create this, the square of each item. What do you use? Maybe a function. You may use a function. Maybe you may use, okay. Tell me.
We need to use loop too. Yeah.
Okay. For I in nums print I, let's see all the values, right? As you can see, yes, one step. At least we managed to print 1, 2, 4. But why we just print them out? Well, let's multiply them. As you can see, we got them, but now we should store them. New nums, and we just leave some, and then instead of printing them out, actually we can just append them to this empty append this. So I wrote this. Then if you print out now the new nums, as you can see, 1, 4, 9, 16. Yeah. Oh, it's the same. For instance, if I give you countries and you know the list of countries I'm going to mention here, Finland, and it's going to be maybe Sweden and Estonia, Denmark, and Norway. So if I want you also to create a new country list, new countries, and this is going to be like uppercase of this, like Finland and Sweden. Too much writing. Oh no. That's the power of Denmark, but it's not Norway. Yes, I want you to create something like this. You use the same kind of technique. Even we can just copy this and apply it for that. So instead of new nums, new countries. And instead of I, you can leave just I there, but here should be countries. And you change it to new countries. And here actually I need to change it to upper. Yeah, that's all. If you print here, print new countries, and you should get that, as you can see, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway. That's great. So, but now I want to show you a simple method that is list comprehension. So what is that list comprehension? Okay. So this is a long way, nothing to do with list comprehension. So I may just store this as in here, resource file, rs.py. The reason why I'm just calling it resources. There's something I may need at some point, resources.py. I don't want it to be here. So what I need is only just this part. What is list comprehension? Actually, list comprehension is you can just create this, and then for you can write the for I in nums. What does it give us? The same thing. I will just print this out, and actually I forgot. Yeah, you iterate this value and then putting it here. Let me print this out and show you. Maybe I think it's better new nums. And if we print new nums, and let's see. Yeah, we managed to just print out the same value. Then instead of just, how about we do if we multiply it by itself? Now actually we achieve. So using list comprehension, we make this code more shorter, right? Yes. Now let's do the same for the countries. Okay. If you say this instead of I, you can call this num and num and num. And now I have the countries list, and I want to create a new countries, and for country in countries, I want to make the country uppercase. Yeah. So shorter, and actually it's also efficient in terms of memory allocation. So if you see now, yes, we call this. But how about if we are interested only few countries? Maybe, for instance, even we can add if country, maybe if land in country. That means now I'm trying to even looking for countries that contain land. So to select all of them, and Iceland should be here. Then at least we will have a chance to get two countries. Have you seen this? So inside the list, you can use for and if, and then you just manage to solve somehow a complicated problem. This is list comprehension. And even if you want, for instance, even to create it differently, how about if we make it even somehow okay? then maybe just country, and then this, and then maybe also after we change it to uppercase, how about if I country code, that means slicing from 0 to up to how much, maybe 3, and I can create another. Yes, now let's see the structure Finland, and as you can see, yeah, but I don't like to filter now. I want to just print all of them. So this allows you to do quite a lot of, to solve quite complicated problem. Any question? Yeah, list comprehension is very powerful, so you may need it. Shall we move on? How about if I'm interested to get also maybe even numbers? I can go, for instance, even numbers up to 100 in a list. You can say for range. Actually, that's even another way. So easy ways, actually, you can just call range, and then you just go 0 to 101, and this gives you even numbers. Yeah, if you just print this evens, it may just shows you a range from 0 to 100, as you can see. So you should change this to a list by passing this value to the list constructor, and then as you can see now you have this value. Great. Sometimes such kind of methods or functions allows you to generate data, you know. Yes. Then shall we move to modules? I think now we are about to talk modules. Modules example, because the name modules example.py. What are modules? Now it's a very good time to talk about again functions, methods, these modules or packages even. What are these? It's very good to understand this. What's function, guys? You tell me, what's the function? Silence. Function is just a set of or maybe a block of code that can perform one task, independent task. That's, yeah, so it's a block of code or a set of instructions that perform a single task. Sometimes when we write a custom function, we may tend to write a function that solves many problems, but it's good to make a function that solves only a single problem, okay? And then what are methods? Methods could be attached to an object and you can use it as in a method. For instance, this is a Python string, and then if I say split, actually I am about to split this to string, I mean characters. So this is a method which is attached to the string object, yeah? So we call this methods. So there are different methods. So modules are actually a collection of different functions together, yeah? So now if I am saying import mat, so now I am importing the mat function, I mean a module, okay? So this the math module has another methods, many methods like print math.py. Yeah, you know, right? This gives you, for instance, this number. Print math dot this e gives you this the natural this 2.7 something number. For and tau print math tau gives you some constants. How about that? Print math dot power. If you want to make something power, if I write 2, 3, this means to the power of 3. But nowadays, Python has its own. You can write it like this. You don't have to use that. It means this, actually. This means this. Let's see if this gives 8. Yeah, it gives 8. But as you can see, this gives you a float, but this gives you an int. So you can see the difference. That's great. Yeah, so this is a module. So how do we see if it has some module, I mean some methods or not? So you can see print dir and then math. Then you can see all the available methods there. Let's see the methods now. Echoes, assign, it goes like all the trigonometric functions there. And then as you can see, factorial, floor, fmode, gamma, and some of the functions I have never used. Okay, pi is here most of the time, power, and we use square root. Where is the square? This square root from doesn't have much function, as you can see. Print math dot square root of 2. What's the square root of 2? Everybody knows it, right? It's I think it's p, right? The square root of 2 is actually 1.4, something like that. Yeah. Okay, now if you print something like this, whenever you need the different methods, you have to say, or you have to write math and that. As you can see, you can see all the methods here. By the way, seal means, I will show you what's the purpose of sealing. Okay, 5.91, everybody knows this. The famous 9.81, it's gravity. What's the ceiling of this? Ceiling means actually rounding it to up. Of course, the rounding of this number is actually, it's already 10. But how about if it was 3.14? This is also going to be 4. So, but if you just change this to floor, it goes down. Instead, so it's going to be 3. Yeah, so you understand the difference between floor, it's rounding down, and ceiling, it's rounding up. It's a kind of unfair kind of rounding. So the difference between round, whenever you use the round, for instance, it use a fair, if it's like, for instance, 8.1, what's the fair way of rounding this? Tell me, guys. The fair way, or like the, in mathematically, the fair way is 8.1. When it's rounded, it should be just 8. If it is 6, it will be rounded to 9. But whenever you use floor, this go down all the way. For instance, if it is 8, it's going to be 3. It doesn't matter if it's like, if the number after the digit, if it's big or, it doesn't matter. And if it's also ceiling, And if this is 1, for instance, 3.1, it goes up. Yes. Anyway, the point is not about how to use the methods, but today is how to import these modules. If you import some module like this, you are importing all the methods. Yeah. And if you, I think if you write something like this, now even you don't have to write math something. You can just write actually pi. No, it's not like that. From, yeah, we can from math. From math, import this. That means now, as you can see, I am importing all the math modules. So let's try by writing pi. Yeah, as you can see now, I don't have to write math.py. So now I access, if you import something like this, you are accessing all the math module, or maybe you can access maybe only pi, tau, a square root, or power, specifically some of them, something like this, floor, maybe if you want, or seal. I think seal is like this. Yeah, now I managed to import only this. But if you import after this, most probably the math might not be visible here. Let me see, pi. Yeah, have you seen? It's not visible because the math has been imported at this, so this is hidden now. You don't see it. So just to generalize, if you say import and the module name like this, so that means you are importing the whole module, and to access separate method, you should use the math.the method. Great. But if you want to import a specific module, you can go like this. And even you can give a different name, for instance, import math from math import pi as in something, as in math pi or whatever, or maybe if you want it to be capital pi. So that means reassigning. So now if I say print pi, actually it should give me that value. Of course, you can give it any name you want this. So as you can see, renaming that. Yeah, this is, so remember, import and from, import random, for instance. But for, if I want some specific, I can say from random this. I think that's straightforward. But how do we import our own file? So it's time to import our own file. Now let's go to here, and there are data, and it's good to import from the data. I can download or copy. I think I can copy these values. Yes. Yes, so then I can just copy and save it here as in countries data countries list.py. As you can see, we have now, how many countries do we have? No one knows, but we have list of countries. And now I go to the modules and let's try to import that. Import. Actually, I just import it by this countries list, by the name by the file name. Countries list. So I think the best way, it's better to make it underscore now, because the minus is actually act as in this, the hyphen act as a minus. So import countries list. So let's print this countries list. What do we have here? As you can see, I didn't get anything, but I got a kind of an object, a module. So from countries, there might be some data. So what is that? Let's go. As you can see, I have to target it by this variable name. Okay. Where is it? Dot countries. Now I should see, oh yeah, all the countries here. And maybe if you want also, the reason why when we are printing, if you say import p print, I can. But whenever I'm writing here, I have to say p print dot p print. So I don't like saying that. So instead I may say from pprint import pprint. After that, I just use it right away. Yeah. Great. Now we have, but as you can see now, import from countries list, import countries. And now I don't have to use this also. And then I just countries. Yeah, you have everything. Yes, now we managed to print out. So you can do now, if I ask you to filter out from this country list, countries containing land. Let's check out for country in countries. If land in country print. Yes, we do this exercise for the love of Finland, because Finland got land. Okay, so let's just now, as you can see now, Finland, Iceland, Ireland, Marshall Island, whatever, and all the countries with land are here already. Yeah, but as I told you, now you can say countries with land. You can just create some array, and then you just append that value, because just printing out your data doesn't really make sense. Append to, and now if you print out here countries with land, you should get those as in the list. Yeah, so we have finished modules. Do you have any question?
I have a question.
Yes.
Like you have an import here, list of country, like a single variable country data. Like how can we import true data structure, for example, from Excel or from other?
Yes. Yes. For instance, just an Excel, yeah, that will come later. It has its own time. Yes, that's a good question, but where that will come to, yeah, where is it? Data file handling. We call those, they are files. Excel file, It could be text file, it could be CSV, TSV. All the different file formats have their own file handling. So we will come to that later. Yeah?
Okay.
Yes. Now let's do the same. Yeah. Okay, before the break, I want to do something for you important. There is also one big data. There is, okay, what was that? Countries again. This one is bigger, a bit bigger. So I want to copy it like this, because I don't like to download and mess up with files. Just this is shorter, but this is really huge. Yeah, I know it's huge. I hope I selected it. Yes, it is. Great. Copy. Yep. So again, I save it where in this file, and I call it countries, kind of what the structure it has. Actually, data, I just call it data, so py. Now let's see this country. Do you know, I have a question. What kind of data type do you see now? The data type I selected, what is it?
Dictionary.
Yes, dictionary. But this could be also now, if we copy this, and if I, even as you can see, there is no any variable. Actually, this is now acting as also a JSON. This could be a JSON. If I change this, it will be just a very good JSON file. Let me show you. JSON. Yeah, no complaint. As you can see, it became just a beautiful JSON file. So, but now I'm not going to handle it as a JSON file. Instead, I'm going to handle it as in a variable, countries, data, countries. I don't want to make this and this similar. Countries, yeah, I can call it countries. Well, for now, just to make it different with the, just not to create confusion with the file name, I just gave such kind of variable name, which is not very common in Python, but it's okay. Good. Let's import the other one. Now you are familiar with this, and I think actually I may put that countries list example.py, and then I can just take that code there. Yeah, you may turn off your mic, guys. Yeah, it's not good for me. It's not good for anyone else. Yes. Now let's import countries data. So we just call the name of the file, as you can see here, countries underscore data. So print out this countries data. I forgot to write countries data, and check what you get. Nothing, but it may give me something. Actually, there was something already. It says that module, the name of the module is countries data, and it's coming from this file. So it's a module. So I just called the module instead of what it has. So, but I can actually check print there countries data, what it has. By doing that, as you can see, it has actually this. So now I can call print countries data dot country data. And now if I do that, What is this? Do I have any typo here?
Countries data.
So is there any typo? Yeah, sometimes.
The word. Country data, no country data, but countries data.
Yeah, it says countries.
The second.
The second.
I mean, print inside square.
Okay, let me read the attribute module. Countries data has no attribute country data. Okay, so let me see what is the yeah. Oh, countries data. Yeah, it's countries data. Yeah, thank you guys. So now if we write, as you can see that we managed to print this, so we have to make use of the pprint. The pprint, come on, pprint from pprint import pprint, because it's messy to read that. Please turn off your mic. Yes, as you can see now, it's so clean from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe. Yes, it's so clean. Great. Yeah, we managed. So the next assignment is going to be from this exercise. What are the number of languages spoken in this world? The number of, okay. There are about 312. About, I give you a hint. About, I may forget them, but something like that. So you can go, okay, English, you count here, there's one language, and you go all the way down. Where is it? Another. Again, English, but you don't count 2 times, you counted it. So, but Latin, Italian, French, German. So how many we have so far? 5. So find the mechanism, you count all the unique languages and also try to come up with the most spoken language. Just to get a hint, GitHub, I think I have showed you already that. What is this? Countries, go world countries data, and if you just maybe if you want to play with it, I can even share with you one. Yeah, so you just I want you also to find the 10 most populated countries, so accordingly like this, from China to Japan, and the 10 most spoken language. Yeah, the English language 91 times, French 45 times. That means in 91 countries, the English language is spoken. 45 countries are speaking French. So you can do using with the skills we have covered, it's possible to solve these problems. Okay. Yeah, so by the way, we can do quite a lot of things with this data. It's a very good data. It has about 250 entries. So you can do quite a lot of things. Yeah. Do you have any question? Yes, I think I'm just talking by myself. So I have a question for you, a group work, a group of, so I want you to figure out the 10 most spoken language in the English. I mean, the 10 most used words in the English language. Okay, so you go to the a group and you discuss how you can solve. And then after that, we solve it together. That would be good. Yeah. So before that, let's have a 10 minutes break. And then after that, you go for another 10 minutes to discuss about that. Great. If you don't have a question, let's go for a break. Welcome back, everybody, from the break out room. So you've been discussing about this question, how to solve, and I will help you now, or we can solve it together. Let's just create a text. I call it this text. I usually make it simple. I love JavaScript. Oh no, sorry, it's a Python lesson, but I love JavaScript more. I love both. Python. I love Python. If you do not love Python, what else can you love? Please show some love to Python. Yes, the reason why I did this, because guys, now you know the most repeated word. Which is the most repeated word in this text? I think love could be the most. 1, 2, 3, 4. Python, how many times? 1, 2, 3. So most probably love could be the most, yeah? So the name of your function could be this one, but let's just work on without function for the time being. So words, just I can change this text to words by just text dot split and add the space here, yeah. So yes, but actually, then the best way to know what's happening, you just print, right? And then see. As you can see, I have now, how many? Yeah, I changed it to a list. Actually, even before that, I can change it to even first to lower. First, I have to lower every text and then split it, because I in capital, and I in small, in lowercase and capital, they should be the same. Or another word, Python, in like this, and Python like this should be one word. Yeah, should be counted as in one word. So I'm changing everything to lower. Yes. Whereas, so I want to turn this off for the time being. Yeah, now as you can see, I have this. Great. What is next? I think it's good to change them to a dictionary. Word dict, and then I declare an empty dictionary. And even before that, I want to loop through for word in words. Please print each word. Oh yeah, that's so nice. Let's just print them one after another. Yeah. But now I can see that there is also this dot. I have to remove that dot in some way. How can I remove that? Actually, there should be some technique which can help me to remove that, but I don't care for that now. I will come to that later, but remember that there are this. So your function may not count this and this as one because this has a dot. I will come to that later. So, but before that, I have to do something like this. If word in word dict, if it is there, what actually I do, word dict word, and then I just count a word by 1, I increment by 1, like every time. Else, I create the first time. So I just copy this one. It just one times because it was not there. It's the first time. Then let's print this. Print word dict. And we stop also the other printing out. Okay. Oh, what is this? Dict unhashable. Where is it? Oh yeah, because this is just the word word. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so as you can see, we produce some kind of one times love 3 times, Python 2 times, and something like that. But as I told you also, this has been counted as a different word. Yeah. So what we can do actually, I can do here a cleaning. How do I clean? I have to remove this if it has. So if word dot ends with this, I have to clean that word. Okay, I can actually, let me see, how do I clean this? I can experiment here. Until that, let's just comment this out because now I don't know how to remove this, the last. So maybe we can do some slicing. Maybe 0, 2. What does this do actually? Yep, have you seen, guys? So 0 to up to the last index. So actually I managed to remove that. So now I can turn this on again and I apply this method here. So every time if a word,
Also,
yes.
yeah, I didn't understand the last line. Like print.
This?
Yeah.
Okay, I will show you something. Yeah. For instance, if you want to remove, if you want to slice L, what do you do? 0. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
0.
let's just comment out this, and I will come that later. So if I do 0, I get L, right?
Yeah.
But if you are interested to OV, what do you do? Both OV. So you go up to 0, 1. So you start from 1 and then 0, 1, 2, 3. Actually, you go to 3. It doesn't include the last digit, the last index. So
Yeah.
this gives us actually OV. Yeah. Now, in my case, it's a bit different. I want to go up to here. So I started from 0. And then the last digit actually in negative indexing, it's -1. So this allows me to slice up to here.
Yeah.
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 Or I can say len of lab -1, something like this. But this is a bit complicated code. So this is much easy. So that's
Thanks.
okay, good. Now let's turn this on again, our code. Then we have to do the cleaning here. So word should be word in a dot 0 to -1. Let's try with this. I think if we manage to solve with this, if there is no Yeah, have you seen now? Love is 4. Maybe I can use pprint, guys, because pprint is so nice. But don't be fooled by pprint. It may arrange it based on yeah, so but it didn't actually. Love is 4 times, but you know our data is so easy. This is it's so easy. It's so simple to see. So I can see that love occurs 4 times. But how about if the file was so big? Okay, so can we sort it just like using a sort method maybe? Let's sort and just pass it like that. Actually, it gives us something, but it's not the way what we want. Oh, sort is not defined. Oh, sorry. Sorted. Okay, let's go for sorted. Yeah, I used sorted and it gave me something like this. Yeah, but this is not what I want. So then what is better? Or maybe is it good idea to change it to first maybe to items? If you remember items, it changes something like this. And then again also sorting this or sorting. Let me sort it again. As you can see, no change. Of course, it is sorted based on what? The first character, as you can see. So now I will have this, as you can see, it's sorted by the first. Now this sorted take actually is lambda. Wait, I forgot how to sort it. Sorting values. Yes, I am interested in this. Sorted this. Yeah, so guys, sometimes whenever you solve a problem, you may come up with Stack Overflow. So I love to use this. So sorted, and then you change to items and lambda function. We are interested in the value, not in the key. So this sort for us actually just the key. So what you should do, you go here, key, and then lambda, then you may say item, then item dot the. So the item for, or if you say just X, you can just also say X and X of the second value. That means not 0, just 1. Then this might give us, have you seen now the order? Yes. And actually this, the sorted function, if you remember, it takes also what? Reverse it, reverse, true. Oh yeah. So we got it. So now let's create a function and I call it diff find most common words, and it takes a text. And then I don't have to rewrite everything all over again. I put this inside function. So as you can see, it needs indentation. It needs indentation. So not like this. Instead, I have to return this value. So still it needs indentation. It's the same code. I am just changing it to. This seems extra. So even we can just return this right away. It's a very some kind of a condensed code. But why this? Yeah, this needs, it doesn't need to be indented. Yes, this is the function we were looking for. So let's start to use our function again. Print, find, most common word, and then this is the text we have. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, love, yeah, but this is small text, so now we go and change that text because our function has to do anything. Okay, for instance, I can go for this and replace, or just replace with that. Yeah, now that is 5 times the, 5 times in, 4 times English, for A, for written, 3. Yes, but we said that we need only 10, right? So actually, number by default, I can just put 10. That means by default, but if you want, you can get also more. So I have to slice this out. How many times? Okay, we can slice this 0, 2, n times this n times. Great. I forgot to. Now this gives us, for instance, if I pass 3, the 3 most frequent word, it's not only just now. So now it's robust. Have you seen? It just gave us the 3. Or maybe I think I want to increment maybe to 5. Maybe if you don't also like this format, you can change it a different format. You can change this to a dictionary if you want it. So this could be changed to a dictionary. Maybe this is, if you don't like it, okay, let's change this to dictionary. How is it gonna be? Okay. Yes.
Can you please explain the return line again?
The return.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got something this, right? I'm not sure if you got it that one. So actually, sorted list. We got a sorted list and we put it here because we use the sorted function. This sorted function, first we change it to item list, the dictionary. Item list means, I think we have the printed out here. I can show you there. Item list means something like this.
Okay. Yeah.
List of a list of tuples.
Yeah.
And then this by default, this sort by default sorts the key, not the value. So I used a lambda function, this, hey lambda, for each iteration x, don't use the first item, that's the key, instead go for the second item, that's the value. And this helps me to sort it in terms of the value instead of the key. And then the result I got was ascending order. So I don't like ascending, instead descending, reverse, true. And this is slicing because I don't like to display all the text. Instead, I want to slice some of them. So listed, now we can just, or if we want also, for instance, now this, you guys learned this, do we can also do let me try to do this for key value in key and value. Yeah, actually now I am changing it to dictionary again. What I think I make what did I do? Yes, it's jumps sometimes, as you guys mentioned. I don't know what's happening. Let's see. Yes. Now, have you seen? I changed it to a dictionary. This is the power of this list comprehension. It's not anymore list comprehension. Actually, this dictionary comprehension. So I can get data something like this, or you don't have to go to. Yeah, I don't know. So it could be this way, or it could be the previous way. Wow, what is that mess anyway? I think you got it, what I meant. Either you can have this, or you can just return the sorted list, and that's okay. Yep, either this way or the dictionary way. Yeah, so this is a very powerful thing, and our result is actually somehow similar to the Wikipedia result. We and so, but it may vary. Let's give this big text, just very big text. Okay, let's give it a big text and see the result. And don't do that. So instead, I should use this is good. Now I may just run. Yeah, have you seen the, a, of, in, as? So how is it? The, a, but because this is based on many different kind of takers, and then they may took the average, how they chose, but as you can see, somehow closer. Let's see our result. Is it closer? Because the, yes, a, yes, it's in the list at least. Of, in, yes, and then as, okay, but let's just run it maybe 10 or maybe how many times? 30. The, a, of, in, as, may, an, for, or, list anyway, that English is corpus and not word. So anyway, this is based on this text. So this text talks about the English language. So some words are, yeah, so it varies. But I think you got the idea. So we made a very beautiful function. Now let's move on to the second section. Do you have any question, guys?
Too many questions right now.
Oh, too many questions. What to select? Yeah, I know. Yes. Are you ready to go to the second section, or you are just bombarded by this function?
Yeah, it will take a couple of maybe 20, 30 hours to go through this recording afterwards.
Yes, that's my recommendation, guys. This logic by itself is somehow so you have to, as you can see, I declare an empty because that's going to be my dictionary, word dictionary. First, I split the text. Actually, before I split, I changed everything to lowercase and then split. Then these were stored in here. So I have to iterate. If you have a list, you should loop through and then we have this dot. Even you may have also some punctuation actually. And even now some of might have a punctuation, or I may say, or if it's there is punctuation also, or some might have exclamation. The most common ending, so this will handle those the punctuation, the end punctuation. And then again, actually, some there might be, it's not just only this, there might be this comma, semicolon. There should be also a way. The reason why I solve this in a somehow simple way, because I don't like to introduce something I didn't teach. But at some point, we will also introduce to clean more because it was not cleaned yet very well. Yeah, so I did the cleaning a bit, and then again, I check if the word is in the dictionary. If it is in the dictionary every time, I will increase it by 1. If not, I just give it 1 because it start existing in the dictionary. And then it's sorting because we want it to be sorted out descending order. That's what I did here. And here also I changed to a dictionary. I just taught you this today. Yeah, so it would be a bit hard to grasp everything. Okay. Yeah. Do you have some energy to move on?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to higher order functions. I think I can see some hands, or yes. Okay, higher order functions. Oh yeah, what does that really mean? Higher order functions. Do you remember in high school there is this function, right? Function is like, it's a kind of one-to-one function, many-to-one function, but to be a function, there should be just x has to be some relation with y in some way, in some sort, in one-to-one or in many to one function. So yes, we know function now. So and if so, you know how to create function, right? Yes, but I think let's do some revision of functions. .py, yeah. To write a function, you need the def xyz func, and then you need the parenthesis, and you need this colon, and you return some value. And that value could be some data type, actually, some data type. It could be a string like this, or a number, or a list, or any kind of data type. And this is just a function, as you can see, so simple. Yeah, so the mathematics example actually in math, f of x is just a simple f of x is equal to 2x plus 1. Yeah, so this is a simple function. So a simple linear function, but sometimes we compose functions. Maybe we say f of g of h of x, and then you may be required the value. So you just compose this. Of course, you have to have also the, for instance, okay, what's the function g of x looks like? Maybe if g of x is like, for instance, x plus x squared, maybe. And then how is h of x? And then we may have just 2x or maybe 3x. Yeah? So you may compose this. First, you just have f of x. So you just put this value here. So if you remember this, but you don't have to even remember this. So when we say higher order function, it's actually a composition of functions. So I think, what are higher order functions? That's a better way. Higher order functions. Higher order functions are functions that take a function as a parameter. Or returns a function as a parameter. Okay. Okay, let's do some. Def make square. You know this function, guys, and I may return just this. Yeah, so everybody knows this. Just how about if I use another function, def make a cube, and it may take a callback. I call it callback, and it make you, maybe it may have n, and return the callback times n, and n. Okay, I would like to explain here. What is, to make a square you need n times by n, right? Yeah. To make a cube, you need n times n. So instead of writing this all over again, we can make use of this part here. So it's a kind of a substitution, yeah? So this make square can be used in this function. Okay, first let's see the make square. 3, I think it should give us 9, right? 9. So how about print make a cube of 3. It's 27, right? I make a cube because I have to, it takes a callback. What's the callback? Make square. Make square, make square. Oh, okay. Yes, 27. Now, do you remember the definition? Higher order functions are functions that take a function as a parameter. So this make cube is actually a higher order function, and it took make square function, this function as in a parameter. So first it changed this to a square, and then square times that number, it gives you the cube. So it's something, this is a very simple example for me. This is just a simple function, but this is a higher order function because it's taking a callback. This callback could be any other function, or you can just call it a func. This will take a func. Yes. What do you think, guys? What is this doing? This is actually doing, instead of writing this again like this, we are reusing the function we have here. But the name is different because we may use different names, so it doesn't matter now. We just call this. So usually this a higher order function. It might be just a very like abstract for people, but this is as simple as it. Now, if I explain this, what are the already available higher order functions or functional programming? Map, filter, reduce. Okay, so today you are about to learn map and filter and reduce. What is mapping means actually? Do you remember, guys? I just gave you 2, 3, 4, and I asked you to change these to 1, 4, 9, and 16. So we use a function, we use a kind of a loop, and then again we use also, what was this? List comprehension. Do you remember this? Now I want you to use map to change this to this. Okay, maybe the long way, if you ask me to change this the long way, okay, this is how I renew. First I have this. Of course, nums, yeah. So new nums, empty, because then for num, in nums, and new nums append num. This is what you do, right? But not just, I have to square them. Now, if you print new nums, yeah, we got this. Another way it could be, new nums. It should be for nums in nums, I think, num. You just put it num like this. This is the list comprehension. Yeah, this is more efficient. Why is this? Yeah, this is more efficient for num in nums. I think it's right. Nums. But why is this? Let's print up and see if sometimes we don't have to depend fully on the, yeah, it seems I have some bug, something I don't see for. Oh, yeah, I didn't store it here. Yeah, as you can see, I didn't. Yes, so 2 ways. Now I will show you another way, and it's going to be using a map. So this is how you do map, and then actually you need your list nums. And then what are you going to with your list? Lambda x times this, you square it. And then you just put it new nums, you store it. Then let's print this out. Print new nums. Why is that so fast? It seems the function object is not iterable. Function object. Sometimes I forgot the position. It's the other way. I think yes. Yes, now as you can see, I got map object. This gives you map object. So to get a list, so you should change it to a list. And now this should give me 1, 4, 9, 60. So you may ask why I need map if I know how to use this list comprehension, or I can solve it like this. I am using a simple example to teach you map, but you may need it for other complicated thing. But actually, the list comprehension is actually used as a map most of the time, so you may not, but sometimes, yeah, you may need map, so it's good. Okay, so we can use the same, the countries case. Where was this list comprehension? We have countries, and then let's use map and see what it looks like. So we have this, and then new countries, and then map. So you need a lambda function, lambda, and then x, and x to uppercase. So this lambda usually this map usually take a function. It could be a lambda function or other function, and then the list. And then I have to call now the countries. This the countries. Now again, you have to change this to a list. And then you print new countries. Yes. Okay, can I do something like the previous? Yes, you can do, for instance, just x like this, x, and then for instance dot, no, like this, 2, 3. Yeah, this could be good enough, but it seems we don't need. So let me close that. So now, as you can see, I create something like, oh, Finland and uppercase and the country code, and the same goes for others. Great. This is a map. So you map one to something. So if you have one, this will be mapped to something. So it's like the reason is it's a map. So there should be a match. Now let's move on to filter. As you may understand, filter is to filter out something, filter something out. So you have this number 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want you to filter out the odds. So as you may say, filter, and then lambda, x, and then you may say if x is actually divided by 2 and different from 0. And then again, nums. Yeah. So we can just print this out. What? Actually, no, we should write it the other way. X if x if x, it's a bit strange. So what we do is actually yes, this is good enough for me. Print, let's say the value. Oh, what's wrong there? Even we don't need if actually. We don't need, because we just compare this, as you can see, guys. So if when this divided by 2, if it's 0, that's even. If it's not, it's odd. So we don't need the if even. So let's try now. As you can see, I got a filter object, so as similar to that we should change this to also evens, so odds. So I may change to a list, something like that. And then we can print the odds here. 1 and 9, but why? I think I'm using the news, but you can 1 and 3. The same goes for evens if you want. But now I want to show you reduce. Reduce is something, it's not available like map, so we have to import it. Yes, from function tools, import reduce. What is a reduce? It's the last, this is the last example, guys, or the last lesson. Okay, you have a mango and a guava and maybe another papaya together, and you put it to a blender. So what is the output? Juice, a fruit juice, a mix of fruit juice. So actually reduce just mix everything and gives you one item. It returns one item. The map usually return a list, and it doesn't modify the original list. Filter out and return list. Now let's do the reduce. So let's, for instance, sum this up. You can say reduce and then lambda. So you may say xy and then x plus y. And then you just give the nums. If you give this and it sum up for you, print, maybe this also a reduce object. So we may, actually this is not a reduce, so it gave me 10. So if you put more items in here like 50, 200, whatever, 20, 10. Yes, so if you just do this and you get a sum of this together, huh? It doesn't sound the sum. Yeah, it's the sum actually. Great. So now this was today's lesson, guys. I need you to go to 30 days of Python. And before we leave, let's plan for next week, week 6. What shall we learn for next week? Yeah, Python type errors, Python date time, exception handling, and regular handling, file handling should be some of the candidates for next week. So yeah, you may take note, guys. Maybe I can also write it here, and it could be type errors, date time, exception handling, regular expression, and if we have time, we may check file handling. This looks like next week's lesson. Yes.
In the next class, can you please put some time for the revision of higher order function?
A revision of this?
Higher order function.
Yes, we will. Yes, everybody's tired. Even we go to most of the thing. Please remind me, and I will try to go to some of the topics we covered today. Yes. Yeah, do you have any question, guys, before we leave?
I have one question from the lambda. So what is
Yes.
that exactly?
Lambda.
Lambda, yes.
Okay, so lambda we learned at some point. It's just we call it an anonymous function. Okay, so now for instance, you have lambda and x is equal to x not equal actually. This means actually make square. But this function, the problem of this function, it doesn't have a name. So you have to attach it with something. So may I attach it to something? Yes. X, Y, Z. I attach it to X, Y, Z. Now, this functionality has been transferred to this. So if I say print X, Y, Z, and if I give it 2, what do you expect from this value?
Or
Yes, 4. How about, yeah, but we should be sure that, let's see the value. 4, you're right. But now lambda function, so this is actually a parameter. Can it take more parameters? X, Y, Z. Yeah, and maybe I can even say 2 times X plus Y plus Z. And now I have to say 2, 3, 4. Now tell me what will be the value of this. Actually, just multiply this. So 2 times by 3, 4, 4, 7, 7, and then 11. Just what's the value of x here? 2. 2 by 2, 4. And then 3, 7. And then 4, 11. Yep, as you can see, it's 11. So we can even add multiple parameters. So lambda is actually a nameless function. So in JavaScript, we call it anonymous function. Now I attached it. So this lambda function is so useful when it comes to like higher order function. You pass it inside like this. So for instance, instead of writing something like this, I will show you this. Now let's change this lambda to XYZ. Just you can call it here XYZ. Why it turned itself to something? Does it turn? I saw some strange thing happening. Is Python changing my function? I mean the VS Code? Okay, I just call it test lam. Okay, then we can just test lam. Yep. So we can also write our lambda function or our like callback function outside. So this will work inside here. Every time it iterates and change this value to square. So it's a kind of iterators.
okay, and then can you give, I mean, the x in this case, so that's kind of the variable name for the lambda function, or?
Yes, for instance, if you remember for I in range 10, so and print something. Now this the I is actually refers to one of the item from the range, right? Do you remember? Yeah, so like so 0 from 0 to 9 it means. Now x refers to one of the items from this list, in this case the nums. Now the x refers to one of the country. Every time it iterates through, hey Finland, I want you to be here and I want you also to be uppercase. I want you also get the country code. Okay, again, Sweden, yes, it does for Sweden and up to the end.
Okay.
So the X is actually just there. That represents any item of the list at some point during the iteration
And can it be basically I or whatever letter? Does it have to be?
Yes.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
instance, this case, since we are dealing with country, the country would be the best candidate. And since this is also dealing with numbers, nums, the num, it would be more easy than a very strange x. Even, yes, this could be also more num is a best and easy solution and easy to read. For this XYZ, we call it actually most of the time accumulator and current. That means this accumulate and current. So yeah, that means you have, what does that mean, accumulate? Okay, you have one. I think the easy way to show accumulate. Do you remember nums 1, 2, 3, 4? I ask you to sum this up. So you usually start with total, right? Total, n is equal to 0. Actually, your total is an accumulator now. Then you go for I in maybe in nums, and then total is equal to total plus I. I is the current. Every time it changes, but the total is the accumulator. You just accumulate all the values to the total. So that's the concept. So this reduce also, it's a kind, it starts from an accumulator, which is 0. If we use addition, and if we use multiplication, actually the accumulator starts with 1, kind of. So I think this is good enough for today. You might be so tired. Thank you so very much. Please show up also for next week because it's getting better and harder, and a very important part is coming after this. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.